Hi everyone, and welcome back to TJ Economics, where today we're going to be looking at a market structure. We're going to be looking at perfect competition, which is of course, like I said, one of the market structures in which there is an unlimited number of firms selling a homogeneous good or service. So, what are the characteristics of a perfectly competitive market? Well, number one, as I've said before, there is an unlimited number of firms. There is no limit on how many firms are in this market. It can be a truly infinite number of firms, loads of firms. Number two, there are no barriers to entry, so firms can easily enter or exit the market. We have perfect symmetrical knowledge between producers and consumers, so perfect knowledge. There is no product differentiation, as we said earlier. They have homogeneous goods and services. Number five, we assume that firms maximize their profits. And lastly, firms have no price setting power. Because there are so many firms in the market, none of them have any power in the market. And so they are all price takers. And it really is that last one that I think is the most important when we're thinking about the implications of perfect competition. They're price takers. They take their price from the market. Because a firm in perfect competition cannot decide what price it sells at. And it must sell at whatever price the market determines. And I think one of the more confusing aspects of perfect competition is understanding where that price actually comes from. And it's something you've all seen before. It comes from supply and demand. So let's have a look at that then. In any normal market, the forces of supply and demand will interact to give us a market price. In this market, for example, I've just said £10. That is the price that the market has decided upon. And so we can take that market price, and as you can see, because I'm a price taker, my price is £10. No matter what quantity I sell, my price is always £10, or my average revenue is always £10. That means that my total revenue will go up in units of 10 because every single unit sells for the same price. And that means that my marginal revenue is always 10 too. You can see the second unit adds £10 to my total revenue. So does the fifth, so does the seventh, so does the 10th. They all add £10 to my total revenue. So my marginal revenue and my average revenue are always £10. And again, we can do that diagrammatically. Look, we've now got our individual firm on the left. And look what happens. The average revenue and the marginal revenue curve is completely flat. Why is that? That's because, as we've seen in the table on the left, my average revenue and my marginal revenue are always the same, and it never changes. So we can then see, look, maybe in the market there is an increase in demand for this product that forces the market price up. But that's good for the individual firm too, because that means that the price they get also goes up. And so they can now charge a higher price too, because that's the price that the market charges. And look at the table on the left. That's now changed to £20, and the marginal and the average revenue are now £20 too. So, as we can see, in perfect competition, the individual firm on the left takes their price from the market on the right. They are a price taker, and they take their price from the market. That is because a firm in perfect competition cannot decide what price it sells at, and it must sell at whatever price the market determines. So, in the short run then, a firm in perfect competition can make supernormal profit. Hopefully these cost curves look very familiar to you. We've got our marginal and our average cost, marginal crossing average at its lowest point. Let's then take our average and marginal revenue from the market and put it on that graph. As you can see, when we find the profit maximizing output of MC equals MR, this firm is making supernormal profit equal to that green square there. And so they're making supernormal profit. They are making lots of profit. They are making more profit than they would in any other market. But there's a problem, for the firm at least. If they are making supernormal profit, that signals to other firms that are not in the market that there's loads of profit to be made. You know, profits are great. And so what are firms going to do if they see a firm making supernormal profit in perfect competition? Well, remember, there are no barriers to entry. It's really easy to get in and there's perfect knowledge. So firms know about this and they can quite easily enter the market. So if a firm does make supernormal profit in perfect competition, that means that firms are going to join the market and supply in the market in total is going to increase. Obviously, if more firms join the market and supply increases, that's going to shift supply out and it's going to lower our market price. And look now what happens. It means that the average and marginal revenue for the firm has fallen. And look where it's fallen. It's fallen exactly to the point where they just make normal profit. So This is really important because in the short run, a firm can make supernormal profit in perfect competition, but in the long run, they can't. So, we've got a little chain of reasoning here. If a firm makes supernormal profit in the short run, other firms can enter the market due to the low barriers of entry and perfect knowledge. This will increase overall supply in the market, meaning market price will fall. As the individual firm is a price taker, their price must fall too. This will continue until the firm simply makes normal profit. And it works both ways too. If a firm is making a loss in perfect competition, let's look again. Again, we've got our cost curves, we've got our price coming from the market, but look, this firm at its profit maximizing output is making a loss equal to that red box. What's going to happen? Well, there's no barriers to exit either. And so if a firm is making a loss in perfect competition, they're going to leave the market. They can make more money elsewhere. And so look, if they're making a loss, the supply curve for the market will shift inwards, forcing the market price upwards. And again, they're price takers. And so they now take a higher price. The AR-MR curve shifts upwards. And look, they now make normal profit. And so in the long run, you can't make a loss either. So if a firm makes a loss in the short run, they and other firms will leave the market due to the low barriers of entry and perfect knowledge. That will decrease overall supply in the market, meaning market price will rise. As the individual firm is a price taker, their price must rise too, and this will continue until firms simply make normal profit. So look, this is what it looks like in the long run. In the long run, firms only make normal profit in perfect competition. In the long run, you cannot make a supernormal profit or an economic loss in perfect competition. And the diagram on the left is a perfect diagram to demonstrate this, because look, at the profit maximizing output of MC equals MR, AC is equal to AR. And so they're making normal profit. In the long run then, firms can only make normal profit in perfect competition. If they make supernormal profit in the short run, the market price will fall until they make just normal profit. And if they make a loss in the short run, the market price will rise until they make normal profit. So a summary. In perfect competition, an unlimited number of firms have no barriers to entry, perfect knowledge, no product differentiation, profit maximizing targets, and are price takers. Due to being price takers, they must sell their good at whatever price is determined by the market. In the short run, it's possible for a firm to make supernormal profit or loss, but in the long run, firms can only make normal profit. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Do go back and look at the diagrams, feel free to copy them down. The chains of reasoning will be super useful too. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, or even subscribe here on YouTube, my links are on the screen now. And do come back for another video soon. Bye bye.